The Stone Carvers, written by Canadian author Jane Urquhart and published in 2001, tells the multi-generational story of a Canadian family. The narrative begins in 19th-century Ontario with two German immigrants, a woodcarver and a priest, who embark on the ambitious task of constructing the first church in a remote town. Subsequently, the novel delves into the lives of future generations, particularly the woodcarver's grandchildren in the early 1900s, and explores the profound impact of World War I on the family, drawing upon real historical events in Canada, such as the construction of the Vimy Memorial in France as a tribute to Canadian soldiers. The Stone Carvers delves into themes of family, memory, legacy, sacrifice, and the redemptive power of art. It has received widespread critical acclaim for its rich depiction of Canadian history and well-developed characters. The novel was a finalist for prestigious literary awards, including the Governor-General's Award and the Giller Prize, and was long-listed for the Man Booker Prize. The narrative structure of the Stone Carvers is divided into three parts, each focusing on a different generation. The first part, titled The Needle and the Chisel, transports readers to the mid-19th century, where Father Gster, a Bavarian priest, is sent to Canada to serve the small German Catholic community. He settles in Schonval, a farming town located in Ontario Valley, and resolves to build a stone church with a bell. Joseph Becker, a skilled woodcarver, becomes his invaluable assistant. The story then shifts to the 1930s, introducing Klara, an unmarried woman in her middle years, who lives alone in Schonval. The narrative further transitions to Klara's childhood as she grows up alongside her brother, Tilman. It is revealed that they are the grandchildren of Joseph Becker, who attempts to pass on his woodcarving skills to Tilman. However, Tilman, driven by a restless spirit and wanderlust, shows little enthusiasm for the meticulous and patient craft. At the age of 12, Tilman's restless nature leads him to frequently run away from home, causing great distress to his mother. Despite her attempts to restrain him, Tilman ultimately leaves Schonval for good. In contrast, Klara eagerly embraces her desire to learn carving and needlework, skills she acquires from her mother. As a young girl, Klara falls in love with Eamon O'Sullivan, a quiet boy from an Irish family. However, their romance is short-lived when Eamon enlists as a pilot in the First World War, hoping to return home as a hero. Sadly, he is reported missing in action, leaving Klara devastated. Consequently, she closes herself off from the possibility of romance, leading to her being labeled a spinster. The second part of the novel, titled The Road, focuses on Tilman's journey after leaving home. For several years, he becomes a hitchhiker and a train-hopping hobo. Along the way, he befriends a fellow traveler named Refuto, who harbors a dark secret related to the accidental death of his brother. Fearing his family's unforgiving judgment, Refuto has avoided returning home. Eventually, he decides to reconcile and seeks Tilman's support. Together, they venture to Hamilton's Italian district, where Tilman forms a bond with Refuto's son, Giorgio, and temporarily resides with the Italian family. However, the outbreak of war compels Tilman to enlist, and he is deployed to the trenches of France. During the Battle of Vimy Ridge, Tilman sustains a leg injury from a gunshot, resulting in his discharge and subsequent return to Canada with a prosthetic leg. The third and final part of the novel, The Monument, follows Tilman's homecoming to Schonval as a mature man in his 40s. Klara, who believed Tilman to be deceased, discovers his survival and learns of his status as a veteran who lost a leg in the Great War. News arrives in Schonval about the construction of the Vimy Memorial, a tribute to the unknown soldiers of the war, sparking Klara's determination to join Tilman in returning to France to participate in the monument's creation. Despite Tilman's initial reluctance, Klara persists and convinces him to travel to France to volunteer for the construction of the memorial. Klara disguises herself as a man to secure a position on the project. While working on the sculpture, Klara incorporates Eamon's face as the model for the torchbearer, symbolizing those lost in the war. Initially upset by Klara's unauthorized alteration, the designer, Walter Allward, is ultimately impressed by her carving skills and decides to include the young man's face in the design. Giorgio, who is also involved in the monument's construction, encounters Klara, and an instant connection forms between them. This marks a significant moment for Klara, as it is the first time in years that she opens her heart to love again and begins to heal from Eamon's death. Meanwhile, Tilman develops a close bond with a wounded French chef, and they both acknowledge their true identities, Tilman admitting his homosexuality. Their relationship deepens, culminating in their first intimate encounter. As the memorial nears completion, Klara, Tilman, and their new partners return to Canada. They feel a sense of closure and the ability to move forward from the horrors of war, embarking on new and happier lives. Jane Urquhart, the author of the Stone Carvers, is a highly regarded Canadian novelist and poet. Recognized for her remarkable literary contributions, she has received prestigious accolades such as the Prix du Meilleur Livre étranger, Best Foreign Book, from France, the Trillium Award, and the Governor-General's Award. Her body of work solidifies her status as one of Canada's most acclaimed writers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.